Hi, 7th grade. Today we're going to play page 16. I've got Mr. Ward here again. Thanks, Mr. Ward. Okay, I asked him to play number 74, the warm-up chorale with me because it sounds better with some parts. Remember, guys, this is in the key of A-flat concert. So flutes and low brass, B, E, A, D. Clarinets and trumpets, B-flat and E-flat. Here we go, 74. Alrighty, thanks, Mr. Ward. And hit pause, let him go do something. Okay, he's not here anymore. Looking at line 75, theme from the Barber of Seville. This is another tune that is from a famous opera, the Barber of Seville. The counting, we've got, again, 8th rests and single 8th notes. And I actually wrote out the counting for us. I will show it to you, and then I'm going to count and play, or I'm going to clap and count this. Anyway, we start on beat 3. There's a 8th rest, 8th note, and 2 8th notes. So that's 2 beats. We're in 4/4 time. And at the end, which I didn't write down, we could count this as our last measure, even though it's not. There's the end of the measure. So here's what it looks like. I'm going to count and clap from the music. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and second line, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3. And I noticed, and I think we've noticed this in years past, last measure actually has 4 beats. That's a mistake. It should only have 2. So that's the counting. Hopefully this is making sense. Remember, 1/8 rest, even if it's a rest, still gets a half a beat. One symbol, a number or an and. So this is that 3 and 4 and. Anyway, this is what 75 sounds like. You should recognize this. So 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Also notice we switched key signatures. Flutes and low brass were in the key of F, so only 1 flat, B flat, which means clarinets and trumpets, you're in the key of G, so you have 1 sharp, which is F. All right, again, if you've got the recording, playing with that will really help. Look at 76. Just 16th notes, which we learned last time. So I could do the counting for you. 76, 1 E and a 2, 1 and 2, and 1 E and a 2, 1 and 2, and 1 E and a 2, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and 1, 2. You might recognize this tune also, maybe from general music, not sure. Same key signature that we just played in 75. Here's 76. 1, and there's 2 beats per measure. 2. Notice the second to last note at a legato mark, and the last note is staccato, so long, short. Now looking at 77, let's review 16th note counting. Here's my paper. Remember, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. On line 16, we have where we're going to tie 2 16ths together. And it also happens up at the top here. So there's your 4 16ths, and if 2 16ths are tied together, they would equal 1/8 note. So 4 16ths tie 2 together, 2/16 would equal 1/8 note. So our counting, instead of 1 and a, we don't need to say the E, so we could say 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2. The E is kind of understood, 1 and a 2 and a, okay? So if I count and clap line 77, yes, 1, 2, and 3 and a 4. 1, 2, and 3 and a 4. 1, 2, and 3 and a 4. 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4. So the E is kind of understood. I will play line 77. What does it say? Concert E flat. Here we go. 77. So you can think 4/16 in your head, but just back to this paper, just remember you're not going to tongue the second 16th note. Okay? Hope that makes sense. I think it's easier to play than it is to discuss. All right, here's 78. Again, you should recognize this one. Here we go, 78. Hopefully you recognize that. Alrighty, same rhythm. 79, tira, lira, lu. Watch, we've got a fine and a DC al fine. So when we get to the end, remember, DC means go back to the beginning and play till fine or finish. Here is 79, tira, lira, lu. Back to the beginning. Okay, and last on the page, you've got line 80, private lesson again, flutes. You've got a bunch of just staccato notes. Make sure you keep them short and light. Use the tip of your tongue if you can. Here's 80 for flutes. Long note. Remember, the lighter you make the note, the easier it is to tongue it quickly. All right, clarinets. We've got an alternate fingering. I'm going to try to play it for you. I've been practicing it, and usually I get it. Anyway, regular high C is this. We're going to learn the alternate fingering for C using the left key, left hand, and it is this one. So the top key on your upper part of your, on the left-hand part. Upper key on the bottom section of your clarinet is what I'm trying to say. All right, listen to this one, clarinets. Here we go. And then watch me first ending. And then I squeak. So again, the first ending. So every time you'll notice, it doesn't say at the top. The bottom it says, every C that is followed by an E flat, you will play the C with your left hand so that you can play the E flat with your right hand. Hope that makes sense. And I'm going to pause a second. We're going to have Mr. Ward play the brass part on line 80. It's the same for both brass. And before he gets here, percussion, line 80 for mallets. Just remember, you keep alternating B flat. Every B flat is played with your left hand. It's kind of common sense, I think. And then when you get to the top, you're switching hands. Start with the right, and every B flat's with the right hand. And then we do the same thing lower, just starting on different notes. I think that should make sense to you. Then line 80, drums private lesson. This is more drum set sort of stuff, and sadly we don't have a timpani. So I'm going to hit pause and have Mr. Ward come in and do 80 for the brass. Okay, Mr. Ward is back. He's going to play line 80 for the trumpets and the trombone
Trombone.
and the baritone, but it's playing it on trombone. Go ahead.
Oh, just me?
Yep. Okay, that's it, 7th graders. Have a great week. I'll see you next time.